You went to see it.
We get to it.
Stuart Tase's Family. Fabulous film.
I like it.
Did you guys really like it?
I like it very much. I was just talking about it.
I heard something disturbing about Siskel and Ebert. I have to confront them on it.
All right. You
Bring in
heard
the
it about
boys.
both of them?
Yeah, in fact, you heard it too. 2 seconds ago. Here comes Siskel and Ebert. And hey guys. All right, you like this new studio? Oh.
Good morning.
Where'd you put that in? Where'd that
Gee,
go?
Howard, you're
What?
successful.
God, I'm running against your piles here.
Piles? Oh, those things. Yeah, you got to be careful when you walk in. I meant to tell you that. The two of you have lost credibility with me, I got to say.
How's that?
You really lost credibility with me.
Because of our positive reviews of Private Parts?
No, that was fine. I am talking about... Gary tells me he's talking to you in the green room.
Yeah.
And you two have the nerve to say that you gave a glowing review to that Stuart Smalley movie.
Yes,
Let me tell you something. I was a fan of Al Franken's character, Stuart Smalley, on Saturday Night Live. I enjoyed that. But there is no way that you can sit through 5 minutes of that movie without killing yourself.
I love the movie.
Robin, do we know one person who...
I'll tell you another person.
You guys have flipped your lids.
You certainly can. I'm living proof that you can watch the whole film.
It's on HBO now. I defy anyone to sit there through the whole movie.
You know...
I figure that it must have destroyed your instrument. You sat there so long.
My instrument?
You
Yes.
no longer can
destroyed my
evaluate
instrument?
any film.
No. First of all, we saw Private Parts after we saw that picture, so it didn't destroy our instrument.
That's true. You know what? That snapped you back.
Thank you.
No, really, I've never seen a movie that made less sense to me.
No.
Than
The
Stuart
character
Smalley.
is constant, so it makes absolute sense.
It was not that the movie didn't make sense. There was no reason to make it.
Right.
It said nothing.
If there was
nothing.
one thing that is sweeping America right now, it's the self-help movement. All of the permutations on the 12 steps.
And somebody should make a good parody
is terrific,
of it.
but I don't think 12 steps applies to everything.
Let me ask you guys something.
That's the joke.
Roger, you have again written another book.
Another book, yeah.
Who could keep it? Gene, you do not write this much
No,
stuff,
I
do
just
you?
write every week in TV Guide.
Right, that's it, right?
And I have a
excellent
bone
column,
to
by
pick
the
with
way.
Yeah,
him
good column.
about his TV Guide review. He says that Falling in Love with Robert De Niro and Meryl Streep is a good movie. That is one of the worst movies about two dumb characters that I have ever seen.
It's not as good as the film on which it is based, Brief Encounter, but those two actors, watching those two actors, I cared about every emotion that they played, Robert.
Roger, you agree
said
with
they're
that?
acting with their eyes.
That's
You don't care.
That's the best way to act.
Do I agree with that, Howard? Do I want to
think they're
continue this
acting at
digression
all.
from the topic of my new book?
No. All right, let's get back to that for a second. Roger put out a book
I
called...
have no opinion at all about falling in love right now.
Roger,
Howard brings
let
up
me
my
pin-
book, and I'm going to talk about Robert De Niro?
Aren't you going to talk about my TV Guide column?
Read
Questions-
the second movie on the
Questions
back cover.
for the Movie Answer Man is the name of Roger's
And
new
what's
book.
this about?
Now, this book isn't as highbrow as your last book. Your last book was way up there for the intellectual types who were into
this
film,
is-
right?
This is questions and answers. I get a lot of them over the net.
Now, but that's okay. Here it is. For example, Roger answers the following questions in his book. Let's see if we can get some answers. Why don't movie actors wear seatbelts? Now, I was in a movie where I had to drive a car. I did not wear a seatbelt, and I'll tell you why. Tell me if I'm correct on this.
Okay.
When you're driving in a movie, they have you hitched to the back of a truck. So there's no real driving going on, so why would you put on a seatbelt?
No, but for reality purposes,
How about for
you
reality
should have,
purposes?
But you were
I
not
was
wearing
driving
a
in the
seatbelt.
60s.
That's right.
Actually, the 70s, so I just kind of felt like no one wore a
Nobody
seatbelt.
did.
Yeah.
And you certainly didn't have
And what is
halters at that
what
is
is
the
your
answer
reason?
that you give?
I don't remember.
I knew it!
What do you mean?
He didn't even read his own book.
I wrote it. I don't have to read it.
By his own question.
Boy, Mr.
All right, listen, let me take a break. You go think up the answer, we'll come back.
I love
Let me take a quick break here. This is
The next
unbelievable.
question is a good one.
Did you write the book?
So boring, I didn't even read it.
Hey, guys, here's my newest...
Very good, Roger. Very good.
I'll show you something. I'm going to give you a treat. Here's my newest innovation in radio and obviously for television. Take a look at the Gary puppet. Now, Gary, right here, this Gary puppet right here.
Roger.
Take a look at that one. And Gary, say something to me over the speaker.
I can't believe that you thought that was a good movie, that stupid Stuart Smalley movie.
All right, there you go. That movie was a reward for her learning how to perform fellatio properly.
Oh, stop it.
Hi, I'm Tina St. John with an entertainment news break. Magician David Copperfield conjures...
Gene Siskel, Roger Ebert are my guests this morning. Roger's new book, Answer Man, out in the stores now.
Questions for the movie Answer Man.
Questions for the movie Answer Man. Hey, you know, we had Mia Farrow on. Mia Farrow in her book says Woody Allen used to call you guys, wait, I'll quote her properly.
Chicago morons.
The Chicago morons. Why is that? You've always been...
And he also claimed that she also claimed that he knocked Vincent Canby, who was probably his greatest supporter, the fine film critic for the New York Times.
Yes, you guys
I ran into Woody Allen.
Yes.
We both got apology, in effect, apology letters saying that he never said such a thing, that it made no sense.
He said that for some reason in her book, she decided to quote him as dissing everyone who had ever supported him in order to hurt him.
And Roger, what do you believe?
And what do you believe?
I don't believe that Woody Allen ever said that about me. And if he did, I don't care. He's still a great filmmaker.
Well, it certainly
What do you believe?
It doesn't alter the reviews that we've given,
No.
and it won't affect the reviews that we give because we're too professional for that. I think it's a pretty much of a stretch to make up a quote like that, in my opinion. And
I don't know.
And there might have been a negative review, because we've both given negative reviews to some of his films, where he might have said such a thing.
All right, look.
It's conceivable that he could.
I believe he said it. I believe he's very arrogant. I believe this is a guy completely out of control. Any guy who has to go to a psychiatrist 5 days a week, obviously, God only knows what he'd be like if he didn't go to the psychiatrist. Who knows what he'd be doing?
But he makes good movies.
If
the shrink ever
made
cures,
great movies.
No,
Past
some of
tense.
his,
Oh, yeah.
his latest films have been
Everyone
better,
says I
think,
Love You was
than-
terrific, wasn't it,
Yeah,
Robin?
I didn't see that
better
one.
I didn't
than
think so.
what he
Yeah,
did
well, Robin
in his
and I
early
did, and we're
life,
right.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're
well, I
wrong.
will tell you something, that I think that the Woody Allen character either needs freshening up or he needs to stretch himself a little bit more. You talk about...
He is brilliant. There's no question the man is a genius.
No question about that.
But the point is, why does Hollywood still embrace him and continue to work with
Hollywood
him?
doesn't. It's, he has never really been
Actors who
accepted by Hollywood.
supposedly are charitable, they worry about children, this kind of thing. Why have they not denounced him and what he did in his personal life to Mia Farrow?
I'm not sure that I know exactly what he did.
Well, what about he's dating Soon Yi and had sex with her and left pornographic pictures of her around for Mia Farrow to find? Her daughter, the woman that he was living with, her daughter. Why do they not
the heart
denounce
has
that?
its reasons.
Roger, you changed the
You
name.
are a lover.
Roger, you change the names and apply it to your own life. And you and I have had this discussion.
Yeah,
and you remember what you said to me.
What did he say?
When you take your beautiful wife
Right.
and you place and change the names from these celebrity names.
No, it's not acceptable behavior.
Right. And why does Goldie Hawn, who's supposedly so concerned about children, why do all of these people continue to fawn over
They
Woody
don't
Allen?
want their own morals questioned.
I see. Like, why would they work with him? At some point, don't all these Hollywood people who are such, I think they're all hypocrites because they are, when they do a charity event, it's because they're public relations person.
Howard, don't you privately believe that if we knew the full story about half of the people in Hollywood, nobody would work with anybody?
Absolutely.
right.
As a matter of fact, I have a meeting with Woody Allen this afternoon. I can be in a Now, here is a...
You are probably the most wholesome person in the movies right now.
so far, yes, but I'm slipping.
Well, can I talk about that
Yes.
for a second?
Yes.
That's what I loved about Private Parts. And you haven't asked a single Private Parts question. You're not looking for shills for your movie.
Thank you.
But I will tell you that I thought that was a Valentine to a wife like I hadn't seen before in a picture.
Yes.
And that doesn't come out of fantasy. You obviously adore your wife, and that's what's up there on the screen. And that's why I like that movie so much.
That is why it
Pure
took people
love.
by surprise. When you make a movie, you should give people something they don't know about you or something that they can't see. If I just did the radio show for them on film, I think it would have been like, hey, I saw that already. Do something different for me.
Did your wife ever give you a review of the movie?
Yes.
And what did she say?
She loved it. She thought that it accurately portrayed some of our problems, but also conveyed to the audience why she fell in love with me and why I fell in love with her. That we do, that ultimately it is a romantic story.
You're going to continue the story in your next film?
My favorite quote
Yes.
from his wife was, "I'm not the idiot anymore."
Right.
Oh.
Howard is.
Well, she's a terrific person based on what you...
But can I be honest with you about something that I've never told anyone before?
Sure.
That movie was a reward for her learning how to perform fellatio properly.
Oh, stop it.
Honest to God.
She didn't learn
Roger
that till
believes
after
that.
the film.
What was her error, Howard, in the early years?
Teeth, and more teeth. All right? And that's all I'll say on it. I've gotten way too personal. Now, there's an interesting question. On the back of your new book, Questions for the Movie Answer Man.
Answers that he couldn't provide.
All right. You had a little trouble answering it.
I actually knew the answer to that question, but I knew that the answer I gave was funnier.
No. Nice vamping.
What is the answer?
Save that for your best of show. Howard, that is a great moment. The man comes on to promote his book. He asks him one question in the book. One. It's on the back cover. It's highlighted. It's
The
a
answer
favorite.
is
and he
that
doesn't know.
stars exist in an aura in which you don't put on the seatbelt because it humanizes them.
During commercials,
exactly right.
Roger called the guy who wrote this book and found out the answer.
He left the room. room?
Roger, you wrote this book yourself, did you not?
I
You just
did.
couldn't remember the
It's
answer.
based on my weekly column.
Oh, Howard.
How come you knew the answer at one time?
I always knew the answer, Robert. As you know, I could have made up an answer right now if I had wanted to.
Right.
I just knew that it was a perfect straight.
All right, let me find this
I could have
question.
made up an answer if I had forgotten it, Gene. You know
forgot,
that.
Roger. Nice, Vampy.
Not
You
at all.
lied so
Not at
many
all.
times.
Not at all. Not at all. It was funny, wasn't it?
How
I got
did
a
you
laugh,
make
didn't
up
I?
an answer when you're
Fine.
sitting there reading what you
Yeah.
supposedly
Wouldn't have
wrote?
been the slightest difficulty. Continue to read.
All right, now here there are a list of questions on the back of this book that were very interesting, and here's one that I want you to answer right now. All right? How did Sandra Bullock get her scar?
She fell and hit it.
What
She was a
scar?
kid.
Do you guys know of a scar?
She got a scar right here.
Right. Now let's see
Yeah.
if there's another one.
We're on radio, Roger. Right here.
We're on E. We're on E.
her
Where's the
face.
camera?
All right, now here's another question that I thought was really kind of
Mr.
interesting.
Ebert pointed to his lower left lip area.
Right.
Unbelievable. Right here on a radio program. Oh, man.
Well, that
This
was
is
like the time,
vintage.
that's like the
This is
time when you
vintage.
showed.
You guys are
showed
really
your
rough on
favorite-
each other, aren't you?
You showed your favorite radio scene on the Terry Gross show, and it didn't have any dialogue in it. Your favorite movie scene.
I thought that was a brilliant insight.
That was a brilliant insight.
Look how happy you two are.
Dr.
We are
Strangelove.
happy. We're just happy to be
My
here.
favorite movie scene, Dr. Strangelove, when Hal is...
Yes.
I think it's 2001, Gene, not
That's
Dr.
right. That's right. That's right.
I think both of you are tired.
I really don't think how 9000 is in Dr. Strangelove.
You're right, Howard.
Where
Whatever
did
your
Bing
name is.
Crosby, look at this, where did Bing Crosby nail Ingrid Bergman on the set?
That's not a question in my book.
It's not?
Might sell if it were, baby.
Here is a question. Why do you work with Siskel? That's the...
Answer that question.
Look at this. Where did Bing Crosby nail Ingrid Bergman on the set?
That's not a question in my book.
It's not?
Might sell if it were, baby.
In the Belfry.
Those are the kind of the Belfry. Those are the kind of questions you got to answer for me.
Yeah.
No, so obviously these are questions that people wrote to you, and you answer them in your book.
And he also rips off answers provided for him on the internet by friends.
Of course I do. The secret to this book is like Walter Scott's Personality Parade, where the answer is in the question.
Here, I answer this one. What did John Candy eat that finished him off? What was it that day on the set that he ate?
What did
That's
he,
not a
what was his
question in my
last
book.
meal?
It's not?
Do you know
Says
the
it right
answer?
here. You
No,
don't know the
it's
answer?
not.
Another one you don't
That's
know.
actually a self-help program for you, Roger. If you know, you might stop.
Here's another one. Why do filmmakers hire Richard Lewis? What is that?
Never either.
No, we love Richard. We love Richard.
Howard, you're
Yes.
great.
Yeah, thank you.
You're gonna send you right over the top.
I know.
Howard's actually
Richard will kill me.
He did not work this out in the morning.
He's a very funny guy.
Yes,
Howard
he is a funny guy. Absolutely funny guy. All right, and here you asked the question, what is in the briefcase in Pulp Fiction? I don't remember a briefcase in Pulp Fiction.
Of course there was a
Open it in and there's a
briefcase.
glowing yellow light that
Of course
comes
there
out.
was a briefcase.
I don't remember.
Howard.
Hi, here is a question. Why do you work with Siskel? That's the...
The answer to that question is really worth buying the book for.
yeah.
The answer is he
That's
likes
3 chapters.
furniture in his house.
That's it. All right, listen, guys. The
you.
two of you seem very happy.
We are, actually.
Before you guys leave, you got to do me a favor. There is a kid back there who's an intern of mine. I've never seen any reaction like this.
What?
You know Dean, the intern, the one who walks around with a pad? He's like a Harvard guy.
Yes, yes.
We have interns at a Harvard guy. So we say to him this morning, you know, Siskel and Ebert are coming in. He goes, oh.
He started to shake.
Wait a second. I mean, we've had a lot of big stars in here. He goes, listen, I worship those guys. Let me just bring them their coffee. So, of course, we didn't let him because who the hell knows, you know.
We didn't want him near you.
We didn't want him near you, you know, but he was just like, the guy literally shakes when he hears your name.
That's for real.
I swear to God.
Have you guys ever gotten a reaction like that before?
We usually get it from guys that look like they went to Harvard.
Really? Why? Because, what is the appeal? You know, I guess you guys don't get chicks. You get guys?
There he is.
Oh, there he is. Wow. Look at him. Look at
got a tie
him.
on.
He wears, this kid wears a tie to work every day. I love this kid.
Did you really shake?
Hey, sit down. Will you really?
Yeah. No, you don't know. You don't know. I mean,
What did you study at
You
Harvard?
now have 1 minute to sing our praises.
Did you take
Gene,
any of
French
Spike
kiss
Lee's
him.
classes?
Hey, listen, do me a favor. Kiss their ass a little bit. Let's hear what you like about it.
No,
Go.
honestly, you guys are the greatest. I've watched you for years. I could tell you any film that you've given thumbs up or thumbs down.
All right, test him. Test him.
Come on.
What did we say about...
Apocalypse Now.
Oh, 2 thumbs up. Probably one of the best films of the year. Oh, you gave it thumbs down?
originally, and then I
Because of
changed
the
my mind.
Brando sequences,
Give him a
right?
test. Give him another one.
Come on.
Give him another one.
How about the second Friday the 13th picture?
I give up. No.
All right, how about Godfather 2? How about Godfather 2?
I don't even remember.
I'm guessing
Godfather 2.
What? Gave it 3 stars.
Yes.
Which I think is appalling. I love you, but I think, and he gave it 4.
He is Gene, gave it 4.
Right.
He is Gene. We're on
Gene.
radio, remember?
Right.
Did you take any of Spike Lee's classes?
No, I didn't go. I don't go to Harvard. There's Nick.
Where do you go?
Goes to Harvard. I go to Fordham, right?
Oh,
over
you're
on
not that
60th
smart.
Street.
All right.
No, I'm not that smart.
Fordham, I could get into that.
That's
What do
private
you,
school, right?
what do we provide? What do we?
I'm sorry, what? What was that,
I said
Gary?
he won a Harvard League competition.
Oh, he was the debater.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you like about our reviewing that separates it out in your mind from other people?
Well, it's you
Or
two
dislike.
and Pauline Kael, because it's actually, you know what it is that you don't look to bash films. You look for the joy. Like when you reviewed Fargo all year, you kept saying Fargo is one of the best films of the year.
It was.
And when you love
it
a film,
inspires you when you see a movie like
Look
that.
at that ass kissy. That's a good lathering. That is a good
They
lathering.
did all this.
Guys, go change your underwear. I mean, Jesus Christ. Did you ever get a lathering like that?
We'll be back tomorrow for more, Howard.
Isn't it weird?
You're not
A kid
on
who
Saturday.
worships
Saturday.
a kid who worships the reviewer of the films.
I worship the filmmakers too.
I think
and
what
you, of course.
I think what he's
But,
worshiping is our enthusiasm for.
Right.
Yes.
Right. It's the
I'd rather
enthusiasm.
see a good film than a bad one.
I'd rather see an
Exactly.
enthusiastic
A lot of
review than a cynical review.
So many reviewers love to bash films, and I hate that.
Dean, the
because
intern, the
it's-
action. I mean, look at the lather.
You're going to go far in this business, young man. You are, your career
Getting a
is
good
set.
review. 2
You
thumbs
are-
up for you.
Let me ask you something.
You want to work on our show? Dean, wait a minute.
Homo.
Dean, which show would you rather work on, as an intern and as an employee? Howard's show or our show?
I'd rather work for Martin Scorsese.
It's all right.
I'm going to go far.
Martin Scorsese ain't going to hire you.
The first intern you've ever had who wore a tie?
If I was in
yeah.
Chicago.
This intern is so good. This kid walks around with a pad and pencil. You're being complimented by the best intern probably, because he walks around with a pad and pencil and writes down everything everyone tells him so he can go do it. And he wears a shirt and tie to work. He's not caught up in who I am.
Let's get this.
He's doing his
Dean,
own
what's
thing.
your last name? What's your last name?
Imperial.
Dean
Imperial.
Dean Imperial.
Yeah.
Normal spelling?
Hey,
Yeah,
because you're going to be a
IMPERIAL.
studio head one day, and you've already got the name, Imperial Pictures.
Oh.
It's fabulous.
And let me tell you another thing. He learned my producer Gary's job in 4 minutes. All right? He surpassed him.
How long is it taking Gary?
Look at him. He's like all giddy with you.
No, he isn't all giddy.
No,
He's not. He's reasonable.
Anyway, listen, you guys are great. Gene Siskel, Roger Ebert, the new book. I like this book. This is fun. This is a lot of...
Roger will like reading it.
Yeah.
Roger, go home and study it, and then we'll interview you about it.
Frankly.
And Gene and TV Guide every week.
Of course, TV Guide, which I'm a little
also in
pissed
Yahoo
off at.
Internet Life magazine.
I'm pissed off at TV Guide.
Well, I'll fix it for you, Howard.
Good. Questions for the movie Answer Man,
I
Roger.
got to go do CBS this morning.
Oh,
Howard,
look
right
at the
now,
name
live.
dropper.
We'll be watching.
We work for CBS as well. You know that now,
I
don't you?
understand that, yeah.
I'm running CBS, and I hate to tell you that they're in big trouble with me running it. Questions for the movie Answer Man, Roger Ebert. It's in the bookstores. It answers all your questions about movies, like why at the end of Schindler's List, what was the significance of placing stones on Schindler's grave?
All right.
Well, you don't need to read Roger's book to know that.
What is the answer?
That's a traditional Orthodox method of showing memory when you visit a gravesite.
A lot of people did not know that, and we're happy
Little
to find
stones.
out the
It's
answer.
quite a beautiful tradition.
Here's a question that's interesting.
I'm out
Why
here,
can you
Howard.
sometimes see the microphone at the top of the screen?
It's the projectionist's fault.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Gene has to go.
Oh, gee, okay, all right. See you, Gene.
The framing thing?
We'll be watching, Gene.
Oh, wait, he wants to say one last thing.
Job in Chicago anytime you want.
Oh, thank you so much. Honored.
Gene will be on the
Honored.
CBS Morning News in 15 minutes.
Siskel and Ebert, everyone, and go get the new book, Questions for the Movie Answer Man, and Gene, of course, in TV Guide every week. Thanks, guys.
Dean, me psyched.
It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Couldn't answer anything better.
How did you get to be a big Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel fan?
Because when I was little, it was the only intelligent program on film that was on television, and I loved their banter. It was great banter. You know, they were truly probably the most intelligent show on television, except for, of course, this show.
I mean, but how many other people do you idolize like that?
Well, I'll tell you right now, Howard. You know, otherwise I wouldn't I wouldn't, you know.
But is it a long list? Are they high up on your list of people that you...
Yes, they're high up there. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it.
So this must have been a real honor to meet them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I couldn't have asked for anything better. I really couldn't have.
Hey, Roger.
Thanks.
This was a real pleasure.
No, pleasure was all mine.
Oh, no, it was all mine.
No, I can't tell you.
Roger, have you ever had a guy come on to you as much as you just did just now?
This guy?
Yeah.
Sure.
Have you?
Of course.
You've had guys go that crazy over seeing you?
He didn't go crazy. Come on, he likes our movie reviews. Howard overstated it by about 20 times.
But look at him. Look, he's like all giddy with you.
No, he isn't all giddy.
No.
He's not. He's reasonable. Look, you're exaggerating this response.
No, right.
He's a bright kid. He likes the movies. He enjoys our show. That's about the extent of it.
Yeah, but I mean, most...
Listen, if Martin Scorsese were here, he would be turning his back on me.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
If you had to look at me or Martin Scorsese, which direction would you turn?
Well, I'd probably, if it was much Scorsese, I'd have to look down.
And I would look at Scorsese, too. Cut that out. Okay.
Well, Roger, thanks for everything.
Okay.
Good luck, man. Take care.
All right. Thank you.